All right, and welcome. I am Michael Matthews. We're going to be running Unknown Armies tonight. Um, my pronouns are he, him, and I'll be the GM. If we want to go, I've got like Cassie, Sarah, Sean, and Dell. I got you top to bottom if you want to introduce yourselves.
I'm Cass. I go by they them pronouns, and yeah, that's it.
I'm Sarah, she, her. I'm Powerful Week one on TikTok and a Powerful Week almost everywhere else. Sean, you're silent.
I am really bad at not unmuting myself. I am Sean, he, him. I go by High Gain Sad on all socials.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dell, Mootly on TikTok pretty much, and also occasionally on Twitter. I'm really, really excited. This is going to be so much fun.
We'll start off with in our Discord. I went ahead and put the link to that consent sheet again. If anybody wants to add anything, you're also able to add new stuff that's there. Sexual assault is always my hard line. I don't use them in my games. We've also got torture as a hard line. Those are not in the game at all. Soft line, reference on screen but not seen. Harm to children, animals, sexism, racism, homophobia, and transphobia. And I'll be honest, those last three, as a straight white cis dude, I steer clear of. Because mostly I can get it wrong unless the players want something like that, and generally they're of that particular marginalization. And then, kind of okay with the rest of the stuff. Anybody can feel free to add anything. If at any point something is like at that line, or you're like, oh, that's not something I realized, you either put an X in the chat like this, or you can type it in. Do me a favor, someone type it into the chat on Zoom. I'm gonna see if I hear it, because for some reason I don't think the Zoom chat used to go bloop, which was great. Yeah, it doesn't do that for me for some reason. But yeah, either that or like the X up here, or if you throw it into the chat in there, then we can go ahead and pause, stop, do whatever. All right. So good thing about Unknown Armies, the system itself is actually fairly simple. You're for the most part rolling percentage, and you're trying to roll underneath whatever your percentage is in that identity or in that skill, if it's something that tracks to one of your top gauges. And there's a couple other things, but really for the most part, that's how most of it works. It's designed to kind of get in and get out fairly quickly. We've got our group of four: the mayor, the intern, the city planner, and the PI on the blue line. The blue line in this case are essentially people in law enforcement, military, kind of underworld stuff who know about the supernatural, while they themselves are not usually. But they basically keep a line with each other, so it's a place for information. It's a place for sometimes to get some help, or occasionally someone who's really high up in the totem pole can kind of make certain things go away if it's within their journey.
Gotcha.
All right, so what we need to do here, with yours, if you want to go ahead, and I think everyone had chosen the one that they were interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I got whatever was left.
Okay. Which I think was that the mayor?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, the mayor's thing is, the mayor is a demagogue. The demagogue abilities allow you to essentially touch someone, and like, one of the things is, like, if you shake someone's hand, you can kind of know what they really want. You can actually start to mess with that a little bit. There's more specific information in that city level folder, which I at. So that's one that if you haven't already, you want to end up just taking a quick look at the one that says demagogue. The intern, or the city planner, is an urbanomancer. Basically, their obsession has gone with the city and how the city works, and they actually gain power through that city itself. And what you'll have here is the urbanomancer starts off with, I think it's 8. With I think 1 or 2 significant charges, and then like 8
Minor charges.
Minor, yeah. I was gonna say trivial. That wasn't right. Yeah, 1 significant and 8 minor, and those kind of map to abilities that you'll see in that PDF that I shared with you. The intern has got some stuff with gutter magic. Gutter magic is usually sort of sympathetic magic that lets you um, cast cast rituals, and there's like a gutter magic thing on there as well. And the one of the things that the PI has that nobody else has, if a gunfight or something happens, one of the things you've got, Del, for yours, provides a firearm attack. This takes the idea, and this is my brother-in-law told me to read a book called On Violence. He's a lieutenant colonel. And one of the things it talked about was even soldiers for a long time would not necessarily fire back until they really switched the training.
Yeah.
The combat section starts off with a full page of combat's a dumb thing to get into. You shouldn't do that. It's not going to go well. Here's ways to not get in combat. Most people cannot bring themselves to easily fire on another person. If you have a firearm attack, that means you just get to roll it like it's normal. Otherwise, it's essentially much harder to do kind of the amount of damage. Like, for example, the amount of damage you do with a firearm is whatever percentage you roll when you're attacking. People have 50 HP normally.
Yeah.
And you also are never going to know what your HP are necessarily, because one of the things I want is the GM to keep track of it and also let you know, like, how badly you seem hurt. So you're never to the point like, oh, I've got 32 left. I should be okay with this stab or something.
Because in real life, if you get shot, most people die.
Yeah.
And lots of people get stabbed and just die. Yeah.
All right, so what you want to do, if you want to give your characters names, and you can kind of look through, ask me if there's any questions you've got. When you look over...
The only question I had for my character is, do I have a relationship with, is that a child or a responsibility relationship with someone named Arya?
You can decide what that is. And these are ones that, I'll be honest, there's the chances of those relationships, if you actually can talk about your ideas, you can pull one of those as a relationship with each other. Just double check what that would be. Because those come up occasionally when you're dealing with an individual. But usually that's something you see more in the campaign game. Yep. In a one-shot, not quite as much. However...
One thing, and the other thing was, the one thing from the book that really interested me was this concept within the blue line of like Van Helsings and Mulders, like the weirdos of the blue line. Do I know any of these people at all?
Yeah, you'll have known some. I'm trying to remember the specifics on the Van Helsing. I didn't look up the blue line here recently. What was the
the Van Helsings are the guys who are like a bit of a zealot and are like, I must remove the supernatural from the world at all costs, no matter what the costs, and collateral damage be damned. While the Molders are like the guys who want to believe, and so they play a little bit more with the occult than, because the blue line's attitude to the occult is kind of like, we use it because we have to, but we don't necessarily hate it, but it's just required. While the Molders are like really into it and can be a little bit, they're kind of, that both groups, the Van Helsings and the Molders, are generally watched quite heavily because their ability to go over the edge is always kind of there. Like Van Helsings will often be sacrificed politically or criminally if they go too far.
Okay.
Well, or same with Molders, according to the books. It's just a really interesting idea that I liked.
Yeah, if you want to put one in there, you can kind of type in, and I would just put it in parentheses. Let me know where you want to put under favorite, guru, mentor, protege. I'll end up letting you know what that percentage is. And you also, everyone can go ahead and take a relationship with each other. It'll help once we have names and introduce how you see character.
Mm-hmm.
And at any point in the next three sessions, anybody who wants to fill in one of those relationships, what it connects with stat-wise is underneath it, so I'll be able to explain.
I just also just on an unrelated note, I got a chat from Doyce saying that your Twitch stream name is still showing for iHunt. If you wanted to update that.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, and your title is showing for Red Dead, and your game is showing for Red Dead.
Everything's wrong.
What is a stream without some kind of technical issue at some point? Is it even a stream?
Fix that. Could have been done through here.
The Tokyo.
If you're using Streamlabs, it doesn't usually work. If you're using Streamlabs, it doesn't usually work. If you're using Streamlabs, it doesn't usually work. If you're using Streamlabs, it doesn't.
I'm a little bit lost.
Yep.
Aside from the sheets that like detail like all like what your character can do, where is there anything specific like about the urban planner or anything?
Oh
like,
yeah, if you see the city, so over on the right hand side, underneath where it says Info Armies link, you'll see that there's like copy of Blue Line PI, copy of City Planner.
Ah, okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Now, if
All right,
if
cool,
you pop
cool.
those open, if you hit the second tab, that's where the character sheet.
Gotcha.
Oh shit! Were we supposed to change the copies? Because I changed the
Yups.
first one.
Oh, that's fine. You know what I'll just do
Well-
is I will. If you just want to go ahead and drag yours up, and then I can drag the other one down. You had which one? You had the intern,
Yeah, which I've deemed Joey Silver's.
and it looks
Yeah,
like
I did the original. I didn't do the copy.
that's fine. I'll just throw the copies in that other one, and all is good. Damn it. Joey Silvas. Joey Silvas sounds like someone who's gonna like break my kneecaps if I don't pay up. Joey Silvas is someone I was hoping to meet in Jersey.
Go up. Drag up.
We don't know our cabal yet, do we?
Don't worry about Cabal. Cabal is just your group. Is this group of individuals? A lot of times they'll have a name for themselves or something like. Several of the large organizations in Unknown Armies began as cabals that then grew and grew and grew and then became sometimes fairly frightening, sometimes kind of really strange powers in the world.
And so under the where I have like Alex and Aria, am I putting people for the other three? Is that what we're doing?
You can do that, or you can also wait at some point and you can go ahead and put somebody down and make them like, oh yeah, I've known this person
Okay.
and so and so.
Okay.
Each of you will have a couple identities. If you have magical abilities of some sort, one of those identities is dedicated to that, and each of your identities will also have like features. These are things that it allows you to do. Sometimes you can roll that instead of skill. Sometimes it gives you special abilities, like the ability to, like Dell's church, like a Blue Lion PI is also a church deacon, which lets you evaluate someone's unnatural. Like you can kind of get a feel how much has someone had to deal with the unnatural in the world. Therapeutic means you're better at like helping people take care of some of the. We'll talk about shock gauges and stuff in a moment, but
I don't know why, but it's not letting me drag Mel up to the
Oh.
larger section.
Oh,
So if you
oh.
can do that for me, I would appreciate it.
Bell has been dragged.
Thank you.
How do I change my name from copy to city planner?
Oh, if you get out of the character sheet, go on that first tab. There'll be an edit.
Okay. Okay, it's not
Roll
doing
20
anything.
has business.
The edit should be at the top.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
even,
believe
the
it-
thing's not even
Character
coming up.
There's
Character's
like
not
a
even
little
coming up yet.
button.
Oh yeah, edit's at the very top, and then it'll be. And I think if you're, oh yeah, if you're in the character sheet, it still shows. But just up at the top where it says, well, for me it says show to players. Yours probably doesn't show that. But then there'll be edit, and then there'll be like a little.
I can't even open my character sheet anymore.
What? This is for which
Weird.
one? You had copy
City
of City
Planner?
Planner?
Yeah,
City Planner or copy?
copy.
Okay. There is a possibility that what you did, if you click on it twice, it goes really, really small. Do you have something that's kind of like a little bit transparent somewhere on the page? Because occasionally those become hard to find because it'll minimize itself, but you got to hunt and peck for it.
Oh, good God.
Okay, can you open up the copy of the blue line?
Yeah.
Or no, wait, I'm sorry. Let me do this. Did it just pop up for literally everybody?
Yep.
Did that pop up for you, Sarah?
With the blue line?
No, the city planner.
No.
Okay, I have a feeling it got minimized somewhere and is lost on the screen.
Ay.
Which it does. So if you just want to grab the one that's the copy of the city planner.
Yeah.
Or rather, you had the copy. I'll bring the city
Mhm.
planner up if you just want to use that one.
All right. Character sheet.
Yeah, occasionally roll 20.
There. What did I do? Okay. Let me find a picture for her too.
All right, Joey Taylor, Mel, and Thea. Are you looking for your picture? Do we have one people like explain how you see your character?
Sure, I'll go first if.
Mhm.
Mel is a bit of like the grizzled old. I tried to be a cop for 5 minutes, but it didn't really work out kind of vibe. While she is a church deacon, her faith is kind of a bit failing in the sight of all the supernatural and the effect of what on her. She has short cropped brown hair, very little bit, doesn't look after herself too much because she stays up too long thinking about all the things that go bump in the night and her responsibility and the fears of losing her family and the people around her from everything. She's got green eyes, is fairly like light build. Again, because she probably forgets meals quite often. And in classic PI Noor style, survives on a diet of cigarettes and way too much booze. And of course, has a really cool trench coat because that's like the rules. I don't make
Love
the
that
rules,
for you.
it's the rules. Yeah.
Here's your PI badge. Here's your trench coat.
And here's my
Just comes
fedora.
with the gig.
Yeah.
All right.
Every once
so,
in a while, you do like, hey, excuse me, can I ask one more question?
You find her on at the, in the middle of the night, standing in the all-night diner, being the cliche.
Fantastic. I was kind of thinking for Joey Silver's kind of what I picture is like he very much like has main character energy, but doesn't realize he's not that big of a deal. And just kind of like carries himself like a rock star, but is like too confident to admit that a lot of times he's way in over his head. kind of like dresses like kind of grungy. He's like big into like stoner metal and stuff. He kind of always smells like when you do the laundry and then you forget about it for 2 days and then you like open it up and you're like, well, I got to run that again. That's kind
You're
of
not
like
allowed to call
his-
me out like that, man. Don't call me out like that.
So that's kind of his gig. He's a party guy. He is just kind of like barely making the bar in college because he's much more concerned with being cool. And I guess just recently is kind of like learning this whole magic thing. He's like, this is how cool I am. I can do magic, but he doesn't realize, well, these are dangerous forces I'm messing with. And he's too confident to admit that, this is bigger than he is. So
I love him.
All right. I don't really have a picture yet of what I think Thea looks like. I kind of this idea of like, think of like your normal Washington, D.C. wonk, like just kind of like just thrives in a city, in an urban environment. I'm almost picturing like Jess Day from New Girl, but not that happy.
somewhere
Like,
between Jess and Cece, like somewhere between.
Yeah, and more like the Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, that one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking of.
She loves the action of politics
Yes,
and
very
planning and working for not-for-profits and very into that world.
survives on coffee and hot dogs from the hot dog cart type of thing. Very much distinguishing features, shoulder length auburn hair, has heterochromia, so the one brown eye, one blue eye, and that's all I can think of right now. I'll find a picture I kind of like matches what I'm thinking about, but
Something to keep in mind for you is if you want to take a look at how you gain charges.
Mhm.
I mean, some of it's revering the city, walking around, doing all this stuff. Like that's part of your job. Another one, like significant charges by changing the flow of the city for even a moment in a way that's impossible to ignore. It could be stopping traffic, rerouting stuff, having like all these things are how you gain power. If you permanently mark the city, major charges are like world-shaping events that go along with
So, like,
whatever your particular.
your 9/11s.
I'm going to suggest maybe you don't aim for that. I'm going to suggest. I'm
You
going
said
to
major
suggest you don't go out to
world-changing
Willard
events.
Airport and just like.
It's like she's
fly
like,
into
go
one of the
big or
doors.
go home.
But maybe on like, is it like a city level, like the formation of a cultural center that affects like dramatically the group and the culture and the levels of inequality around it, or I don't know, like
That's
or
less,
tearing down a really racist old statue or something.
Yeah.
And one of the things you want to decide, you have taboos. You decide between your traditional or political. Political urbanimancer touches the actual earth of the city, whether a front yard, park, patch of undeveloped land, or a bit of gravel. Their charges are drained out of them like a lightning rod. The other ones, their taboo is taking shelter. Is their taboo? Like walking to a fast food point to get a burger won't break a taboo, but they must take it outside as soon as they can. Those are the ones that remain outside all the time, essentially. They are the ones who live in the city always, but not in the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess you're probably going with the traditional.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, stay off the... this is kind of, if it's undeveloped land, if it's like a manicured lawn or something like that, that can be okay. But like meticulously, it has to have been worked by people, like strongly.
Mm-hmm. So no urban sprawl type thing.
Yeah. All right, and our mayor.
I am Taylor Clark. She is a kind of average sized woman with short brown hair. She dresses very like quirky but still fashionable. She's obviously a retired rock star, so she has those connections that a normal mayor may not have, but she focuses on just smooching and being around everyone and trying to make everyone do her bidding type of thing. So.
Okay. Sweet. If you fun fact, the Rockstar part that is actually modeled after one of the old mayors of Champaign Urbana, where this game is taking place. We used to do stand up with this once in a while, weirdly. But he used to be a touring rock star. Moon Seven Times, I think, was his band. But the yeah, your thing, your taboo is you can basically never admit that you're wrong. You can be wrong. You will never admit it.
Right.
And you've got a thing on that second page of the demagogue, where your channels. I think you've got 51%, which gives you essentially those first two sort of abilities, where you can recognize inherent leanings of an individual and may then alter them. Like you can kind of push someone a little bit one way or the other with the channel that goes up to 50%, 51 to 70. You get a sense of what, not only a sense of what someone believes, but what they want to believe, and find out the thing that you might be able to use to sway them or do whatever. And then if an ongoing campaign, if they get strong enough, the demagogue can literally create belief that is massively different from that. All right.
That's not scary at all.
All right. Got my picture.
All right, so there's been a city planning meeting with all of you been gathered. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of money to go ahead and grab food. So the closest one to City Hall that's not like some of the bar restaurant stuff around it hasn't been opened yet. So I'm guessing our intern probably comes in with Burger King. Mike Ingram from the next office goes, Did you get my burger and Sprite?"
Yeah, I got it. It's coming right your way.
Thea, what is the festival coming up?
It's a music festival. I think the mayor thought it'd be a good idea. I don't know. It'll bring a lot of people around, which I enjoy. So that's what I'm going for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Pygmalion Festival is coming up. And that's one of the things y'all got to work on. While you're talking it out, at one point you just hear, "Oh, fuck." And Mike comes in with a large drink in his hand and goes, "I ordered a Sprite. This is Diet Coke. Who's got my Diet Coke? Who's got my Sprite?"
I'm kind of frantically like looking back over like, shit, did I mess it up? All right. Oh, you know what? I do remember. Like I went there and they were out of Sprite. So everybody got Diet Coke because that's what they had. Sorry.
Well, I would say this. You actually did. I'm going to X card that a little bit because it'll be important in a moment. You'll see why. You did order a Sprite. Would anybody else happen to have ordered a Sprite? No is
I'm a Dr. Pepper guy.
Fine
So
answer.
yeah.
Yeah, nobody else did. He sets it down. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit how to use the action. The thing is, we can have everybody roll this to see who notices, just so you see how the character sheet works. Now, it's going to be a notice check. If one of your identities fits, you can roll that by just clicking on the identity. However, what you're going to notice is you've got what are called shock gauges, like helplessness, isolation, stealth, unnatural, and violence.
Mm-hmm.
The way this mirrors people dealing with difficult situations are shock gauges. Like how hard, like each dot that's in there means you are hardened towards that particular trauma. It's something you have dealt with. Like someone whose violence is a 1, like a fist fight in front of them might freak them out, so they might have to make like a violence check to see if they can handle it. Someone who's come back from war probably has a very high violence. I mean, granted, the thing is, the higher you get in those, if you have too much, your character can kind of basically become burnt out. The way it works. What these things do is they actually affect the skills. So what you'll notice is, on the left-hand side, you got like fitness, status, knowledge, notice, and connect. On the right-hand side, dodge, pursuit, lie, secrecy, and struggle. And you also, if you take a look, the ones on the left-hand side are actually above those dots. the one on the right hand side or below. So as you gain more of those hardened notches, it affects the skill. Like, but the idea is, if you're someone who your sense of self has been attacked a lot, basically, if you've been through a lot of things that made you had to like really reevaluate yourself, you're a bit better at lying in that case. But that also takes up some of the knowledge is not a part of your business. You've had to do a lot more introspection, so other stuff hasn't been there. But your identities can trump those, and some of them may actually say substitutes for, and it'll say lie or whatever. So, just so we can all get a chance to try it, if everyone wants to either click their notice or if anybody has a, if anybody's identity would fit for like a notice roll, you can go ahead and roll that. Okay, so, yeah, Joe, you're the only one who doesn't really know, or doesn't notice it. You got 52 versus your 50. Couple way things work.
That really does track.
If you happen to roll doubles, it is something exceptional will occur, either something good or something bad. But everyone else rolled underneath theirs. What you notice is, it's really easy to tell if you have a large sprite, because you can see light coming through the other side. This dude has a large sprite. Everyone else's cups have got brown liquid in them. There's no light coming from it.
Hey, I didn't notice. That's right. Never mind.
Yeah, he's looking around and goes, "Who's got my sprite?" And he set his sprite down on the desk.
Mel just kind of like tilts her head after she noticed, like, that's odd. But as the like kind of like observer in the room, she doesn't really at this point say anything or intercede. She's just watching.
I'll point out, hey, it looks like you've got Sprite right there, my dude.
Wait, what the? Kind of, he opens it up and looks at it, and he takes a swig of it. It's clearly Sprite, but he spits it back in, but when it comes out, it's brown. It looks like cola. He's sitting there looking at it real quick, and by the way, I'm just gonna have.
Can I roll my evaluate unnatural?
Yeah, if you want to. This I will say the other thing we'll have you do in a moment is that we're gonna have everybody. I'll find out what your unnatural is in a moment. I'll let you know if you actually need to make a. If this is weird enough that you make a. I don't think it'll be a thing, but yeah, if you want to do your value with the unnatural. All right. Okay. Oh, another thing. And this isn't that big a deal for the thing. So each of you have got like a passions up top: a rage, a noble, a fear, and an obsession. If it goes along with your obsession, you can always flip the numbers. For the other three, you can flip it once per session if it fits with what is your rage, noble, or fear. But your obsession, if it's going along with that, you will always be able to flip it.
I wish I could, because it is part of my obsession is like hunting down supernatural threats. So if that was odd enough, she would be like, what? But even if I flip it, it would still be a 57 versus.
Yeah, it would still
50s.
be. You're not quite sure. He himself, what did I roll? 42? He's freaking out a little bit. How many of you, does anybody have an unnatural that is below a 3?
No.
Like you have 3 hard notches or below 3? Yeah, y'all have dealt with magic before. This is clearly something that he kind of spits. He's like, oh my god! He kind of sets it down. He's like, I hate that. What? I hate Diet Coke. What is that?
Mel's actually going to reach over the table and grab it and look at it again.
Right.
And then-
Sprite with like a mouthful of spat Diet Coke in it.
So there's clearly like some like diluted Diet Coke slash
The ones you
Sprite.
just saw him spit into it. Like it's slowly diluting through.
Are we aware of each other's abilities in the room
yeah.
as we've been a group working together?
Yeah, the four of you have like when weird things happen, y'all are the ones that are called.
Mel just kind of like turns to him and goes, "Look, mate, why don't you just relax? We'll get you some Sprite, okay? Just we'll get on it. Just go take a breather in the bathroom, man. You're stressing out a little."
Okay. All right.
And then she'll like push the cup into the middle and say, and then look at the three of them kind of like in this like, it's not like she's looking down on them, but she kind of goes, that's your thing, and pushes it towards the intern. That's magic. You after the guys left the room.
Well, so
Have a
now
look-
that,
check
now
that
that
out.
it's been pushed directly in front of me, do I now notice it's going on?
Oh, this was when you saw him spit it at that point. You noticed. You're also very, very hard to hear right now.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, a little better.
Yeah, it sounds like there was a different mic picking it up.
Yeah. But yeah, looking at that, just be like, oh, that's different. That's not what I would have. Do I have any kind of I'm not super familiar with what kind of magic I have access to right now. Can I do any kind of like identify for that?
So the gutter magic stuff. I mean, this it's a weird like what you're seeing is not a standard. Because with literally for gutter magic, you can create like a blessing, a bond, a boon, a whammy,
Right.
or a curse. If you want to go ahead and make a roll on your witch.
Okay. This is no input found.
Oh, for your witch, you should have percentage in there. Oh, I forgot to put the percentage because everyone has all your skills and stuff add up to what 125 or 120. If each of the rest of you just want to look real quick, I think I forgot to. Because your
Where would I
identity is
find that?
30, 75, 125. So it's basically just adding together all of your three identities, or 2 to 3 identities. So
Mhm.
40, 70. No, that gives you 45? 125?
I have 120, it looks like.
Yeah, I have 120.
Okay.
120.
Oh, no.
So would that give me 50 on which? Oh, or 45.
That would give you 40.
Cool.
You want to switch the 45 to 40 I just put there for which?
Yeah, I got it.
Yep, and now you can roll it.
Cool.
It would be a strange. I mean, like, if it's a curse, the curse is usually put on him. You could test the sprite to see if it's sprite for anybody else. But it's a possibility it's a curse, but you're not sure.
Yeah. So he literally just in his complete aloofness just kind of looks at it. He's like, it's fucking weird. Just kind of puts it back down. That's all you get out of him.
Mel just kind of rolls her eyes and like is like, oh, okay. So is it a curse? Is it him related? Is there something from this place that's causing this? Do we need to check out the
At
burger
which
bar?
point, Taylor,
This is a very
your phone rings. The mayor's phone.
Hello.
Hey, this is Officer Hawk. We got one of the things I think is for you.
What is it?
Well, we showed up. There was someone who had a horse's head in their bed, and Well, her roommate tried to open the door, and the knob just eroded right in front of us. The stuff that she's touching, weird stuff is happening. All I know is when weird shit happens, we send it. We call you.
Okay. Do you have an address?
Yeah, goes in and gives you the address.
Okay. I'll thank them and then tell everybody else what I just heard, and maybe it's all connected. Like weird stuff's happening.
Is it something possibly in the city? Are you getting any weird vibes at all from the city, from the flow? Is there anything?
I'm inside a building right
Changing?
now. I'm not feeling anything.
So maybe we should get out there, eh?
Yes. I need another cup of coffee.
Beats working.
All right, let's go.
Again, Mel just rolls her eyes at Joey. So full of light and ambition and joy.
I did hire a gutter mage again. Ugh.
I got hired. It's an intern. I mean, hired.
Why do we have a gutter mage again? Like a pet. Ew.
Because the way that that the system is set up, you don't have to pay me because I'm an intern. I'm gathering skills for the workforce. That's why I'm here.
Uh-huh. All right, let's go.
Fox Ridge. Fox Ridge is a group of like apartments slash kind of condo like apartments or dual like duplexes. They're out by a community college, out on the west part of town. A lot of college students here, but you also do have some families and such. There's a couple of cop cars outside, and when you come in, one of the cops just kind of comes out, just shaking his head, and goes, "Officer Hawk just looks good. I haven't seen anything like this before."
Well, it's a good thing we're here. We can figure this out, and nothing you have to worry about.
Before they go in, Mel's gonna have a look around the scene to see if there's anyone lurking, anyone who's just a little bit too interested in what's going on.
Well, the cops are there outside, but there's lots of people just kind of like looking out the windows, particularly now that another car has come in, and a few people have kind of come out on the porches. An ambulance is pulling up from the opposite side about the same time that you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, looking around, like y'all, you've seen a lot of these scenes. This just looks like standard Gawker.
Mel nods to herself. Doesn't look like they've got anybody lurking too much about.
Okay.
Should we check it out?
Let's check it out.
Sure.
All right. These girls live like college students who don't particularly care about the location that they live in. You see, there's like a bunch of beer bottles and such out there, Red Bulls. You got Burger King wrappers overflowing out of the trash can, and you've got in the middle of it, one of them is just sitting there, kind of, she's just like staring at her hands, looking really nervous. You actually see the doorknob. You come up, looks like it's like 180 years old and something that you run into in like a post-apocalyptic. It is rusted almost to the core, and you can also see like the end table that's by the couch that she's sitting on has the same thing. It's got like it's like one of those glass tables, and it's got like the metal that goes around it, and that is also like rusted out. It looks like it's like you'd have found it in the middle of a field. And she's just sitting there, just kind of staring at her hand. And then you hear a shower going in the back.
Okay.
Goes up, she's like, Uh, who are you?
We're people who know things.
I just woke up and Frances was screaming. I went and tried to open her door, and the knob just.
Is she still in the bathroom right now?
And nods, and Hawk just kind of pokes his head in. It's like there was a horse's head in her bed. She woke up with it.
Okay.
Mel does prevent herself from making some kind of fraternity joke. And has a quick look around to see, is there any, like, given what just happened to us in our little meeting, is there any, like, we talked about some fast food rubbish and things like that. Does it look like there's any like fast food from the same place that we got?
There's only one
Our
Burger
stuff
King in
from?
town.
And does it look like it may have been bought recently at all?
Oh, it looks like it's probably been bought recently, and then a couple days before that, and a couple days before that, and like there's a decent chance they stop by there on their way back from classes quite a bit.
Cool.
Uh, as a college student, could I roll identity to see if there's any kind of like substance here that they might be using that would cause them to maybe see weird stuff?
Yeah, sure. Take a look. Like, what kind of drugs do you have?
Yeah, basically. And can I have some?
Yeah. Jesus. So as you get cursed with the dice? Because good lord.
I was playing masks with Doyce earlier today, and we had a big conversation, like, because we were all rolling bad. We were like, hopefully this doesn't carry over to our other games that we have later today.
So you're sort of looking through, and as you're looking with the 99s as it doubles, as you're looking through some of the stuff, I mean, there's definitely a smell of hot, sort of like in the furniture and such. You're kind of looking through some stuff. It moves a few things on one of the like the kitchen island, and then and a bong just hits the ground and shatters. And then that smell of bong water wafts up.
I kind of look down at it and then I look back up and I'm like, looks like the house is clean.
Yeah, like it looks like pot's the main thing that they do. Like you're not sure if it's laced, but
Oh yeah, probably not. Yeah.
What were you up to last night? What's your name again, dear?
Oh, I'm Marta. Francis is my roommate. Well, we're out at the bars. Grabbed something to eat on the way home. Came home, and it was just we were dancing. It was with a bunch of friends.
Mm. Anything out of the unusual last night?
No, I mean just dudes being creeps and normal kind of stuff. I mean, everything was just normal night, and then this.
Which club
Any
did you
new
go to?
creeps?
No, don't.
Any new creeps that are different that aren't your normal creeps?
I mean, frat guys. That's the normal guys. Way too old to be hanging out at a college bar. I mean,
Okay.
I know those types. And then I get
You mean
quiet,
Steve?
and then
He's my good friend. Never mind.
Mel just sees that Thea's got this conversation and kind of like takes the awkward college boy in a different direction from the freaking out girl that might possibly not want to talk around the guy going,
probably
yay!
for the best. That's probably
Marta.
for the best.
Let's go check
Marta.
out the head, get a mage. Let's go.
And Cass,
What?
what are you doing during all this?
I'm gonna try and comfort the girl, just to calm her down, not touching her because I don't know what those hands are doing.
Okay.
But just kind of telling her, hey, we'll figure this out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's what we're here for. We're gonna fix this.
Can
Maybe
you get-
seeing if I have like a spare coin or something to see if she can turn it so we can watch it in action.
Yeah, you pull out like you pull out a coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just looks at you. She's like, what do you want me to do?
Just hold it for a second.
She reaches out and as she grabs it, you can just see the rust and such. Like, and like her hand goes down and she puts it on the wooden table next to her, but the wooden table's fine.
Okay.
She's like, and kind of drops the coins. Like, what is happening to me?
Marta,
Hmm?
we will figure this out. But I need you to tell me where you were last night. Where did you go
We were
specifically?
brothers. We went dancing at Brothers.
Is that the only place you went last night?
No, we got food on the way home.
From where? From
Taco Bell had too many people. We stopped by the Burger King on the way home.
I look at Cass. I'm like, that. Thank you, Marta. And then I'm like, why don't you? I'll get you a drink. How's that? I'll get you a can of soda.
Okay.
I bring Cass aside.
All right.
We gotta check out that Burger King.
Yeah. Between this and the drink, something's wrong. And maybe pour that drink for her into a cup.
Glass
things are afoot at the
glass
Circle
clearly
K.
isn't affected by it. Neither is wood.
Yeah.
You think it's some kind of alchemy of some sort?
Not sure, but it feels like maybe we should ask her what she had to drink at Burger King.
Wonder if it's Sprite.
Yeah.
Marta, do you prefer Diet Coke or Sprite, honey?
Coke Zero.
Okay. Oh, I guess the soda. Is that what you got at Burger King last night too?
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't driving. But I
Okay.
put some whiskey in it.
I'm not going to judge you, sweetheart.
At this point, Mel has dragged the frat boy into the bedroom to go look at the horse head, specifically so he's not there to go, hey, my kind of girl, just one more time.
That's fair. I respect that decision.
Oh, I'm going to kill the intern.
And they examine the said head, looking for any occult or.
How many hard notches do you each have in violence?
I have 4.
I have 3.
Oh, then, well, Sean, the two that are in there, because Sean, you're also in there.
In where?
You're in the bedroom seeing the horse's head.
I'm wherever Dell put me.
Yep. So how many like dots do you have? Hard notches in violence.
3.
All right, that is enough to not have to make a check for it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you've seen some stuff. This is it is a straight out of The Godfather horse's head in that bed.
I think I've seen this in a movie once.
And
Yes, that is cool. But have you seen it in any of your weird gutter witch stuff?
He thinks for a second. Thank you. He rolled something.
I'm gonna say you're gonna notice you have been a part of some we'll say rituals where things happen with animals. The blood is only on the bed itself, nowhere else. That's exceedingly hard to do. And as you start looking, it literally just looks like it's almost like this thing just appeared in there, and nobody had to carry it through because, as I said, not getting blood everywhere would be nearly impossible.
And how do 2 young horses aren't small?
Nope, this is a good sized horse. Like if you wanted to cuddle up with a horse's head, this is one way to do it.
So, again, along with the general theme of today, that's fucking weird.
Mel just looks around while he's staring at the horse doing his weird occult witch thing. Mel's going to examine the room for any other like things that could possibly be strange or out of place that don't seem like they were there. If there's any sigils anywhere, or she has a basic understanding of the occult, like if there's anything that would have assisted or created this effect.
As you're kind of going through it, you've been around enough stuff that you and between the two of you, you know what to look for. Everything in here checks out. Is just this is a college student. You don't see any occult stuff. You're not even seeing like astrology books or things on there. Like not a nary a star chart to be seen.
She doesn't have a tarot deck, just
Nope.
chilling.
Yeah, no, like literally, not even those things. As you're looking around, whatever it was, it's like does not seem to be something from this. And what are Sarah and Cass doing?
Getting Marta something to drink.
She's nervous, but when she touches the glass you give her, I'm assuming you just give her a glass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing happens with the glass, and she just downs it. Was it water or was it something else?
It was Coke Zero. I'm assuming
Okay.
she's got cans of it in the fridge.
Yep. Did you hand her the can or did you hand her the glass?
The soda in the glass.
Okay.
Yeah. because if I'm talking out to Cass, if whatever she's doing is melting an iron doorknob and a nickel, it means it goes across different metals. I'm not sure aluminum would be safe for her either.
Yeah, no, glass makes the most sense.
I wonder if it needs to be a direct contact. I mean, like if she's got an iron frame bed, will it melt the bed frame? We do need to get to Burger King though. That's
yeah,
for sure.
We definitely need to get to the Burger King. I wonder what the other two are doing so we can all go when something's wrong there.
Has like a are there any like cops around who I would know?
Yeah. Like there's Hawk and then there's a couple others.
Mel like kind of like signals Hawk over.
Yeah.
And is all like this is gonna be hard to like keep on the down low because we are in the middle of a college, but let's try and get the horse head out of here without attracting too much attention.
Yeah, we got a second ambulance on its way. We'll treat it like it's someone being taken out in the ambulance.
And then maybe
the other girl's in the shower.
Is she all right?
Well, she woke up with a horse head in her bed, so she's had better days. But she's I'm assuming washing herself a lot.
Has anyone spoken to her at all? Marta, have you spoken to her at all?
She was like through the door a little bit. I mean, she was crying and freaking out.
And how long has she been in there?
About half an hour.
We should need to talk to her.
Yeah. Because if something else popped into the bathroom with her, God knows. The rest of the horse, maybe.
Someone should probably check on her. She also signals to Hawk that the head should not go to like the normal people.
Yeah, he just kind of goes, who do we take it to?
Oh, sorry. I thought when I said, is it a police officer that I know?
Oh, you know. Yeah, yeah. We'll say, well, we'll say he goes, I know a couple people. Do you want it gotten rid of or do you want it kept?
Kept.
I know a guy.
Checked out. And any information, if you could pass that on to me, I would really appreciate it.
Right. The other ambulance pulls up.
I'll go in the room and try and talk to the gal and Francis, you said.
Okay.
In the shower. I'll just kind of knock on the bathroom door and
What?
We need to talk to you. I understand that you're feeling absolutely disgusting and grossed out from what happened, but we do need to talk to you so we can get some information. If you could come out here, is everything okay in there? Is there just you? Anything going on weird?
Let's have you go ahead and make a roll. See how we do this with what you got. I mean, demagogue makes some sense there.
Yeah. All right.
Mm.
Yeah, you hear it kind of like the shower shuts off. Oh, by the way, one thing to do if you have rolled a failed check on one of your skills so far, I'm not just talking to Sean, but you. Oh, on one of your identities, rather, if you click the little box up at the top, um, keep those clicked. What happens at the end of the session? You roll a d10 divided by 2 and add that to the.
What box are we clicking?
There's on the upper left hand side of each of those identities. There's a small box.
I
So if
like
you-
that every game except for Dungeons and Dragons has figured out that failing is a good way to level up.
Yeah. I tried this thing. It didn't work. Well, I'll be better at it next time.
Right.
Mhm.
So if it's a failure in relation to like your identity, does it just go into the one that would normally be
Oh, it
for that ability of substituting?
Or rather, only your identities can go up because the other skills will change depending on your hardened notches.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, the identities are the only ones that go up on a session by session basis.
Right.
Yeah, there's just a moment, and like she's got like the towel on, and she sort of comes out and looks at you, and she's like is distinctly not looking at her room when she comes out. She's like, who are you?
I'm the mayor. I'm just here to help out.
Why is the mayor here?
It just happens. Sometimes we get involved with things.
I'm not even from this. I'm from the city. I don't.
It's okay.
Francis, the mayor's here.
Hey, it's okay.
She's hip and down with the young people. She's a rock star.
Yeah, just sometimes you have to work with the people to figure out what's going on in the town. Why don't you put a robe on so we can, go out and chat? I don't think you want to be in this room right now.
Kind of gets your stuff, and she's like, can someone get me my some clothes for me? Because I don't want to go back in there.
Mel just puts her hand across Joey and is like, not you, babe. No.
I got it. I'll be right here when you need me.
She grabs a robe for her, hands it to her, and then as kind of like again takes Joey to the bathroom to check out the bathroom for any kind of
Vibe check.
her little mini like weirdness radar machine of an intern. She then like turns towards the bathroom to check stuff out in there.
The blood in there is mostly like it seems to have come off of her. It's mostly gone down. I mean, there's like handprint in there like, on her way in, the stuff that she had on her. But like the stuff in the shower itself that wasn't with water is still sort of there. But beyond that, most of that is sort of off. Like, she didn't have a ton on her. But again, same sort of thing. And this is if you look around the whole place, nothing here seems supernatural or any of the stuff that you're used to seeing. There's not like any markings of any sort of ritual magic anywhere around. They don't tend to be terribly subtle if you know what you're looking for.
And there's no rust effects or anything like that that's been occurring with the other girl in this, like, because there are metal objects and things like that.
You see that her doorknob is the doorknob to the bathroom is less so. And that's sort of the doorknob into Francis's room has been rusted from her touching it.
What did you have to drink last night, Francis? At the Burger King. We know you went there.
Oh, I think I just got like a Mountain Dew.
Okay. Okay.
Liar. They only serve Coke products.
I'm
Mellow Yellow, okay?
I'm going to spend a bit of GM. I forget which one goes with which because I haven't had
Mellow Yellow.
It's mellow yellow.
Mellow Yellow. But no one drinks Mellow Yellow. She's like, yeah, well, Mellow Yellow. Yeah, she's like, I got a Mellow Yellow when we went through. Right, the paramedics have come. The paramedics are coming in and kind of talking, trying to get Francis a bit calmed down, and they're talking to Marta. And there are a stretcher on its way in, and goes. If nobody does anything, goes back towards that back room.
Why would they? Is anybody injured? Is the stretcher for the head? Okay, cool. This is Joey processing out loud.
Yeah,
Because
Mel just comes by and pats her buddy on the back. Yeah, bud. Yeah. I wonder if it's direct skin touch that is causing, like, if she had some gloves, just at least let her freak out a little bit less.
There was
Maybe.
some gloves by the sink.
Mel walks up to Thea, who seemed to have like formed a kind of a little bond with the girl, rather than Mel just swooping in, who's never spoken to her, and said, "Put on gloves," and kind of just like gives her a little head tilt and says maybe might calm her down a little bit.
Right. Marta, honey, just to be on the safe side, can you put these on for me, please? And I give her the gloves.
She grabs them and puts them on.
Okay. Mel, can I have a coin? A nickel, a dime, something of that sort.
Hands one over.
All right. Hold this for me. Okay, we're gonna test this out again.
He's like, nothing.
Okay. For the moment, can we just keep the gloves on, just until we find out what's going on? Okay.
Yeah. I think we'll keep the gloves on for a long time.
That's a good girl.
But let's try, and Mel just comes over in this like really like parental way, but maybe try and get some like latex free ones if we're going to keep them on for a while. We don't want to have any skin rashes or allergic reactions, just. And then just kind of realizes how awkwardly weird that statement is, and then just kind of like wanders off again.
The paramedics look up and goes, "We can get her a couple."
Thank you so much. All right, are we regrouping?
I think so.
I'm gonna refill my drink while you regroup.
Cool.
So our common thread, yeah.
My wife is watching some kind of horror movie in the other room, and I had it up really loud. So
Mel suddenly jumps to action as her like PI brain kicks in and goes smacks through a door. And someone is watching a horror movie in the next college dorm room next door, completely unaware of what's occurred. That was amazing.
Morning.
Sorry. Have a good. And she just kind of like turns off hero mode and awkwardly just like closes the door and realizes the door handle's kind of broken, and just closes it and just.
Mel, Joey, what'd you guys figure out about when you were doing your thing?
was I supposed to be doing a thing? I'm sorry. I was told to sit on the bed and to not touch anything. I think, right? Was that
when you were looking at the horse head and
right? The horse head,
food.
right?
Yep.
So sometimes when people are doing magic, it involves animals, and sometimes the animals die. And so I think this is one of those situations where somebody did magic and an animal died.
So you think they got drunk, blacked out, and did black magic?
Stranger things have happened.
Okay.
I mean, just personally, just by process of elimination, I think next stop should be Burger King. Partially because we were out the door so fast I didn't get to eat this morning. I got the Burger King and I had to bring it back, and then we were leaving again. I never actually got to finish. And so like maybe like another order of chicken fries would be good for me. But also like because of this very important case, we should, go to the Burger King, see what's up there.
Meld has her like migraine face. And she's just like, I know I didn't fit, like in her head, she's like, I know I couldn't fit in with the idiots in the actual police force because they were so like hardline and she didn't get the like culture, but she's finding herself working with the intern, and she turns like in her like, I'm trying to be patient with you because I know like you're trying your best and I know you have the skills there, Joey, and I'm trying to get you to live up to your potential, but also I'm trying to be a dark emo person and you really like screw with my aesthetic. Mel's like, was there anything? Okay, so how did two young girls cut off a horse head and get it into the room, Joey? Like when the animal sacrifice happens, is there anything like?
Where's the rest
How did
of
they
the
get a
horse
horse here, Joey? Like,
I mean, I got just out of game. I got the on that roll for when I was checking out the horse's head. That was like the one good roll of the night I got. That was a 3 under 40. Do I know
You are pretty sure? No, like it would have been nearly impossible to bring that thing in without getting blood everywhere. And there is not a speck of it anywhere but in that bed,
Right.
and like her footprints and stuff leading out. Like literally, that's the only like it wouldn't make sense
That
for it
thing
to have been brought in without them knowing.
transmuted.
Yeah, I'm thinking something like that. Yeah, is there? Hold on. Y'all have a cat? Y'all have some kind of animal
No?
around here? Okay.
Are you
Everyone-
implying the cat dragged the head in?
Okay.
Do
No,
me a favor,
I was
everyone-
thinking
everyone
maybe
make a
they
roll.
turned the cat into the horse's head. It was a good idea until it wasn't. I'm sorry.
Everyone make a roll. It doesn't matter on what. I just need percentage.
So just a straight percentage.
Or you can do that. It doesn't. You can just hit anything you want right now. I just need to
fine.
know people's percentage.
Nice. 69. Sorry.
Joey,
That was just very,
you are
very
Joey,
uncharacter for Joey.
you are on brand, sir. You are on brand.
I didn't mean to be Joey from Friends, but we kind of landed there inadvertently.
The dice roll has spoken and said Joey must exist.
Oh my god.
Quick. One thing you notice at this point, Sean.
Oh, good.
Joey?
I noticed something.
You have picked out the last 5 songs that you wanted to be on. Like there's music playing in the thing. It would be good if it was this, and it is. You have been correct 100% of the time the last 5 times.
I do know my music. I've actually kind of offhand. I've been looking through all of my categories of different gutter magic I can use, and trying to see if any of those sound like what might be going on here. But so I'm gonna can I just like make like a witch roll and see if I off of the observation from the music to see if that has anything to do with the magical spooky shit that's going on.
Yep.
Cool. Son of a bitch.
You're not sure. As I said, the one thing that happens city level, you have much lower sort of stats. As you get towards like what they call country level and world level, which doesn't literally mean necessarily you have to be around the country. It's just your level of power goes up as your percentages change. Yeah, so like the city level, there's a lot of failures in there, which also means
Well, fun.
good chance each session you've got stuff going up. Yeah, it's weird, but like if you test it again, like same thing happens.
That is weird.
Have we noticed Joey spacing out into his jukebox mode?
Or the normal.
He's like the older brother from Boy Meets World. He's just not all there. So I will say that, make the observation out loud. So like, okay, so I'm the last 5 songs I've known what they were going to be. And so I predict that the next song is going to be Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Let me just say it out loud so that when that does stop playing, it's not just a weird thing that I'm saying.
I'm going nowhere. I'm going nowhere.
See, guys, I can do things sometimes.
Okay. And
That was it.
How is that helpful?
Because there's weird. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that everyone is where they are for a reason. And so
We
I'm
often
here-
ask that reason all the time, Joey. Yeah.
Right. So there's a horse's head in the bed, and
Okay.
the radio's listening to my brain. And somebody's melting doorknobs. These things connect somehow. So what we should do is we should get a big corkboard and start stringing those things together. And when we see it that way, we might actually understand what's going on here.
We should
Does
create
anyone have any
Unknown
better
Armies
ideas?
characters.
So it's going from Joey on Friends to Charlie Day. Okay.
Pepe Sylvia. This name keeps going around every day. Pepe's mail is getting sent back to me. Pepe Sylvia. This whole box is Pepe Sylvia.
I think we should also go to the Burger King before we.
Yeah.
See, that's what I said. See, that was my idea.
We all had that idea.
Okay, but I had it too, as well
You
as
did a good
everybody.
job, Joey.
Thank
did a
you.
good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to know that my work is being noticed.
As she pushes him out the door.
Who's driving, by the way?
Not me.
In classic PI style, I think that Mel would be driving because she is as an independent PI, she is kind of still a bit of a control freak. And also her aesthetic is super important to her.
Partway to the Burger King, which is about the middle part of town. It's a little past actually where your thing is. Thea,
Mhm.
you look over and you can't see the steering wheel. And a moment later, the dash disappears.
What?
However, Mel's driving just like things are normal.
Hi, y'all.
Yeah.
Are we still in the car?
Like you can see like other stuff. Like you can see like the hood, like the rest of it there, but it's like the dash in front and the steering wheel. All of that just seems to have disappeared.
How are how are you driving the car?
So this is a car. It's a beautiful American muscle car.
I'm having
It uses
I'm
a
having a moment.
combustion engine.
I need out of this car right now. I need
But
out of it
what-
right now.
What's your unnatural?
Do you need
level?
to go touch some cement or something?
Yes.
To make yourself...
My
Okay.
unnatural
Mel, like,
score.
Pulls
It's what?
over and like to allow
4.
the urban mancer to not touch grass, but touch concrete.
Cement.
Yeah, this is not enough to make you do an actual like you got enough that the unnatural does not cause you to make like a check, like a shock gauge check here. But yeah, like it's and as you kind of look around, what you're noticing is things that are plastic right now, because you know what's in the city, you know the city really well, but like anything you can see that's plastic is gone. Your sight, which by the way will be a problem in a Burger King.
Do I see? Is it like I'm seeing through it, or is it just like this? Like the sign is gone type thing.
You're not seeing through it necessarily, but it's just like it's just becoming visible to you. Like in some places, it's almost like there's like a block thing there. It's like you're looking around at things like the stop sign and such. That stuff's good. That stuff's good. You look at like some of the things on the side of buildings that are around, and anything that's plastic that you've seen before is just gone.
Do I tell the others? I'm having something's not right. There's something is not right going on right now.
Mel gets out of the car too, because Joey's continuing control of the radio is driving her insane.
By the way, yeah,
Um,
like same thing. Every single song before. The thing is, you don't
Alice in
choose it.
Chains.
Yeah, you
Dun,
don't.
dun, 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 dun.
It's like
okay,
you
that
don't-
one passed
You
because
don't
that
choose
fits
it.
the aesthetic, but the other weirdo meme songs is driving her nuts.
You don't choose it, but you know right before it comes in. It's like if you're like, oh, Alice in Chains, Alice in Chains. Oh, it's gonna be Celine Dion, and it's Celine Dion.
And Mel gets out of the car and she walks up to Thea and she's like, I know I don't understand your world, but what's happening?
I don't know. But something is messing with reality completely. I was in the car and the steering wheel disappeared and the dash disappeared and I can't see. Do you see a Burger King sign?
Do I see a Burger King sign?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Burger King. You actually see the metal stuff going up. It's just the plastic of the Burger King thing is not there.
Mel, do you see a Burger King sign?
Thea, you know I see a Burger King sign because I can't see
I don't.
what you see.
I
Actually,
don't.
you actually can see through plastic. We'll say it's invisible,
I
and
see-
like you can see the engine of the car.
I see wires. I see the metal. I can't see the sign itself, and I can't see anything made of plastic. Do you understand me?
I do. Is the city telling you anything? Can it?
It doesn't work that way. It's not like an imaginary friend. It's, oh God. Something.
Okay.
This is not just city magic. This is something messing with me the same as it's messing with Joey, and the same as it messes with Marta and Francis. There's something messing with our minds, and they probably Marta and Francis probably had latent magic, and it's being affected by this in some way. And what's his name from earlier with the Sprite and the Diet Coke?
Thinking back to the situation when we first started, was the radio on in the office?
Yeah.
Thea leans in the car and tries to turn the radio off.
Radio goes off.
And then she turns to Thea and says, does that change anything?
I still see wires and no sign.
Sorry, I just was trying to connect some dots that obviously weren't.
It's not. I don't think it's like a psycho. It's not telekinetic. It's not like that. It's not. There's something going on.
All right.
I think
we need to get into Burger King right
Did you
now.
guys-
Go ahead.
Cass,
Did you drink anything from when we got our food earlier? Did you have a drink?
y'all
with
had
your-
lunch. Like y'all ate.
Yeah. We all did.
And you do see some like scattered Burger King like wrappers and shit in Mel's car, where she's like obviously done a drive-through run, stuffed a face on like a stakeout, and then like just kind of like chucked it.
But Mel's not
back.
magic. You're not.
No.
You're not gonna be. You're gonna have to be our canary. I'm gonna say canary in the coal mine, but you're gonna be our. What's the word I'm looking for?
Guinea pig.
Eyes.
Variable. Variable. The standard group. The unmarked. What's the word?
constant.
I understand what you're saying.
Yes, constant. Yes, you're gonna have to be that for us.
Okay. How do you want to walk, or are you okay with me driving?
I have to close my
Do
eyes.
you
for a
need
bit.
some feet on the city time?
No, this is fine. This is. I don't think it's gonna do anything. It's not like an imaginary friend. It's hard to explain. Let me get in the car. Can someone open the door for me? I can't find the handle. Thank
Mel
you.
opens the door.
So are you guys going into Burger King?
We'll drive the rest
Yeah.
of the way.
I
There,
say,
and
what were you two during this? Were you?
I have an idea of what I think I want to try and do, but I think I'm going to wait till we get to Burger King to try that.
Cass?
And I'm just
Mm.
trying to think and kind of listening to what they were saying, like out the window.
Cass, you're not experiencing anything, are you?
Everything seems normal for me right now, but we'll see.
All right. Do we want to go ahead and take a bio break and then before we get to the Burger King?
I'm
Go
down.
like 5 to 10 minutes. What's the preference?
Make a cup of tea.
Sounds
Mhm.
good.
Sounds good.
Like 5?
Yep.
Yeah.
Early tomorrow? Okay. Will do. We'll be back in 5. And let me Let us back. All right. So, Burger King. It is.
No, never mind.
Oh.
That was the wrong catchphrase.
Oh, as you get the Burger King, it's decently busy. Stuff comes in, but as you walk in, what you notice is there's two people that look like federal agents, like the suits, the glasses. You can kind of see the ear pieces and stuff as they sort of come in. They are kind of off to the side, kind of looking towards the back of it. What do you all do?
Are these people that Mel knows at all?
No, federal agents being in here is kind of it doesn't happen unless you get like a dignitary coming through the U of I or something. Like you don't generally see feds here. You haven't been. Nothing was sent to the mayor's office saying that someone was coming in.
I am going to completely ignore the federal agents and go up to the counter and order a number 7 with a large Sprite.
Mel will just be like, sure.
Well, I
I'll
have
say-
known these federal agents from past interactions with dignitaries.
Well, you're kind of looking at them, kind of wondering. Like you've met several that have come through, but one of them sort of turns and looks at you, and there's this moment. There's this shock of recognition, goes through her face. She's like, "You're Taylor Clark."
Yeah, how can I help you?
He takes a step forward and kind of puts out her hand. He goes, "Big fan of your band."
And I'll shake her hand.
And she goes, "My dad used to take us to the concerts when I was young. Loved it."
Cool. I always love to meet a fan. Always love to meet a fan.
What is your self gauge?
5.
Oh, okay, good. That actually means you do not have to make a roll. There is a moment where, as you do it, and as you say that, there's just this moment where you feel for a second like you're her for a second. There's like a quick blur of things where they slap. You see someone in a room slaps a folder down on, and there's a picture of a cook in a Burger King uniform, and kind of points and goes, "Extreme prejudice if you have to." And you can feel that she is getting like she has to pee really badly, and will probably be going fairly soon.
Okay.
And then like it sort of passes, but it feels like that moment sort of passes once your hands kind of come apart, but like you still feel a little bit of a connection to
Okay.
her.
Mel kind of like wanders up
Hmm?
next to Cass and is like, "Hey, I'm one of the good Mayor's Here's associates, just, trying to do my piece as a private citizen to keep this town space. We don't often see people of your rank around these bits. What's the stitch?"
Her looks and goes, we're just nothing. We're just kind of in town." And then kind of turns back and is looking towards the kitchen. We're just kind of coming through. We're on our way up to Peoria.
As part of a blue line kind of ability to recognize, give each other slight signals, Mel attempts to do that with the FBI agents to see if they are in the same kind of business as she is.
He just kind of gives you a look when you make the you don't kind of notice. His eyes kind of like flicker to it, but there's no recognition in it with what it is you're actually doing.
Cool. Well,
Joey, go tap on your shoulder.
All right.
Young man there, this person seems like he was born and bred for the engineering school. As he just sort of looks at you and he goes, "You think Joey Silvers?"
Depends who's asking.
He looks at his clock. He goes, "Well, then I've got this for you." And about that same time as he hands it over to you, the other agent just kind of turns and goes, "I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick," and then walks to the bathroom. He hands you like a box that's about like this.
Okay.
Mel will follow him slash as much as not subtle towards the bathroom area as much as she can. attempt
Important
to.
question. Have I gotten my food yet?
Not yet. They're cooking in the back.
Okay. Well, I will, upon getting my food, take my food and the box that I just got and go and sit on one of the outside patio things.
Okay. Sarah, what are you doing during this?
Do I still not see anything plastic?
Nope. Which is a problem
Right.
inside of a fast food
Everything's-
place.
Yeah, like I'm just like standing there. I'm like,
People are just holding like there's just liquid suspended in the air. You can see through like some of the things in the back. Like it's
I am. Are the agents are they both at the counter or no?
one of them's actually they're not right at the counter. They're standing by. One's been looking back. The other one's just gone to the bathroom. Oddly enough, you don't see cheese on any of the burgers.
Because what?
Conspiracy.
No, just kidding. You see cheese
Plastic
on
cheese.
burgers. They're not plastic.
I'm gonna. Well, the cheese might be plastic. That's true. I'm gonna approach the counter and the cashier. Hi. Can I ask you a couple questions?
Hmm?
Who was the same people who were working here last night, working here this morning?
No, this is the afternoon. Are you looking for someone?
Okay. I think I might be. Can I possibly talk to your cook?
I can ask the manager.
Yeah, please.
And real quick, who was following Celia towards the bathroom? You doing that? What are you doing, Cass?
I'm gonna come up to the counter and try and help.
Yeah.
Convince.
He's a demagogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get the manager, and then a moment later, the manager's like, "Hi, is there any way
Hi.
I can help you?"
And I stick my hand out to shake his hand and go,
That.
"Hi,
Put your
we
hand in
need some assistance.
How can I help you?
We need to talk to possibly the cook who was working last night's shift, the closing shift."
Are you an officer? Like, why would we have like? Did something happen? There was a problem. I assure you, I have been trained to handle it.
This is the mayor?
Oh, you're the mayor. Hi.
Hi.
I didn't vote for you.
Cool. I still serve you. I'm still the one who serves you, and I'm just trying to get to know people. And something came across my desk about the cook, and we're just looking for him.
You'll go ahead and make your I'm demagogue. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well, let me get the information for you. Yeah, who was working last night. Give me just a moment. Sean, do you open up, or rather, I'll say that. Del, what do you do? Like she goes into the bathroom and she goes, bathroom.
Cool. She was keeping an eye, and wanders back, keeping an eye on the guy who was staring at the kitchen.
Right.
Can I roll my evaluate unnatural on him?
Mhm.
Like / maybe, do I actually believe that they're actually FBI agents?
They definitely, like, everything about them says agent, and you've been around enough that you can kind of tell who is who. Like there's a way they carry themselves like they just own a place they walk into.
Mm-hmm. Nope. But no. If I'm
does this
hunting
go-
down a supernatural threat, can I flip that,
Yes.
please?
You can flip that. Yeah. So as you're kind of looking through, you got a gut instinct. This dude knows magic. He knows what it is, and he's dealt with it a lot. I will say, as far as for what you rolled there, his unnatural gauge is gonna be a 6,
Ooh.
which is fairly extreme.
Mel kind of just like wanders up and stands next to him, like shoving her hands into her like trench coat, and then looks down at the kitchen.
Joey, what are you doing out front eating?
Well, I guess the first thing I'm doing is I'm opening the box.
Inside this note, save the cook, Gnomon, and a taser is in there.
And I go, that's even better. And I throw my Sprite against the wall. And then I start. So then I'm going to place that on the table. And I'm going to draw a chalk line over to a cigarette that I light and then immediately put out. And I'm going to put it there. And then I'm going to like focus. Is like Burger King like playing like music in the patio area?
Of course.
I'm going to be like, TLC, no scrubs. And then that's going to come on.
Get those scrubs from it, the boy can't get no love from me.
And I'm going to try and make up a ritual. What I'm trying to do here is form a bond between myself and someone else in the universe.
Okay.
Would I be able to connect myself to whoever wrote this note?
Yes. Go ahead, make your roll.
Come on. This is your time to shine, Joey.
This is the time for your curse to go away.
Fucking hope so.
I
And so
blame
what am I gonna-
Joey.
What am I gonna roll for that?
It'd be your witch. I mean, clearly.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
the thing that
makes
gives you the
sense.
rituals.
Fingers crossed.
That should be gutter magic. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, there is a moment outside. Let's have
Does the guy notice that Joey's doing magic outside?
no. Let's have all three of the other ones make a notice roll real quick. You make that connection.
No.
Well, can you switch it remember if you can flip it with one of your.
He's not a supernatural threat. Or is this related to a supernatural threat?
It's related to like all this is related to a supernatural threat.
Yes. So now I have 18.
So 18, we got a 32, and we got. Even if Sarah has a way to flip it, it won't make a difference on
No.
this one. Cass and Del, you both notice out there, Joey just kind of goes up, and immediately it's almost like the Matrix, just like 0, 0, 0, 0, like ones go through your head, and you can see. Make a college student roll. You can see like there's a bank of computers that kind of pops in your head.
I'm making the college student roll.
Yes, a bank of computers. That's so. Oh wait, you know what? Let me check
Wait.
something real quick.
Also, wait, because the other thing is, because of the thing I just did, I get a bonus of 10% when I'm trying to cooperate with the person I'm bonded to.
Okay, so that give you 2. Yeah, flip flop the dice. Oh, are you acting in tune with any of your passions?
That is an excellent question. What does that mean?
Basically, does this what you're doing? Sorry, that's the other thing. If you're acting in tune with one of your passions, and you can re-roll it. So this is one thing I forgot. You can re-roll if you're acting in tune, and once per session, you can use a passion. Use each of your passions to flip flop dice. So if you're going along with your dice, you can do a re-roll if you think. Does this fit
Okay.
with one of your passions?
Where are my passions?
So your passions are going to be up in the upper right of your
Okay.
character sheet.
Oh, the rage, noble, fear, obsession.
People who are too bossy, getting the damn job done.
Yeah, I'm
the
trying to
dark-
get the damn job done at this point. So yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
you're also finding magic, which is part of.
Oh,
Cool. So yeah, you can't flipping it won't make a difference here, but you can do a reroll.
Cool.
You're right. Those passions are what gives you the opportunity with the lower rolls.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, college student. Sorry, college student. My bad.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
That
You got
was
a
a good roll.
32. It's the first roll that matters. You don't have to tell us what your college student is saying.
Oh,
You've been the Beckley Institute is the is U of I's like giant computer lab. And what you're seeing is something inside the Beckley Institute. You've been down there before, you have seen it. And that is the thing that you're looking at right now. Whatever you're seeing is here in town, and you know exactly where it's at, but you are assaulted by binary when you do so.
All right. So I snap at that point, snap out of the vision?
Or Beckman Institute, rather. Yeah, then you sort of snap out of it. You still got that
Okay.
taser in the...
Okay, so yeah, I immediately grab the taser and then just book it back inside of the Burger King,
Mhm.
and I say, "I made the cork board!" And I go and I run and I jump over the counter, and I'm looking for the cook because it says "save the cook."
All right, yeah, you leap over the... What does everyone else do when you see him... you see him recover? The agent also... sees this?
I will Mel kind of seeing Joey, whatever he just did, possibly reach his potential. Have his like main character moments. Will keep her like be as she's already very close next to the agent, is like literally preparing herself if she needs to protect Joey.
Okay.
In any kind of fashion, back him up, kind of let him have his big moment in the sun.
I'm gonna try and usher the people in the way that got kind of bowled over in the mad rush, and kind of usher them and like calm them and keep them out of the way. So just talking to them, maybe sing a little bit to distract them, that type of thing.
And Sarah?
So I've seen that he now is jumping over the counter and stuff like that.
You even see the counter.
I mean, that's thing. I'm like, I mean, obviously he knows. Obviously he's doing something. I think that's pretty clear. It's like has to do with he's not just going wild. That's not his normal thing. So I'm just like, kind of just standing back and kind of being aware of what's going on. Just I can't really do anything right at the moment.
All right, yeah, as you leap over the counter, you see the while you're in position, the agent goes in for a gun and like kind of starts to pull. Mel, what do you do?
I'm stopping him because my little buddy's in trouble and I don't want my little buddy to get shot. And also, I don't necessarily agree with cops, and he's not one of the Blue Line members, so I don't give a shit about him.
I'd very much like to not get shot.
That would be nice. Yeah, that's probably your PI on the blue line if you want to make a roll. You also notice, Mel, your PI on the blue line is a 70%. Like when you're doing something on those lines, you succeed most of the time.
Yes, but the dice are cruel masters.
Yeah, you're.
Yes.
So how do you stop him?
They go to pull it, and they Mel and he kind of like end up with their hands on the gun at the same time, and they kind of like have this like standoff moment where they're kind of like staring at each other in the eyes, and she's all like, "Let's not get too hasty."
Yeah, there's that moment where that happens. Cash, you said you're calming people down. And Sarah, remind me what you're doing.
I hate physical violence, and so I'm really just kind of like pushing myself to the side, just kind of like staying away because like I'm out of my depth in a lot of ways right now. Because I'm inside, I'm in a weird space magically where there's like nothing is correct, and there's a fight going on.
Right,
so I'm kind of
Sean,
like
back there. There's the cooks going, and for a moment you saw the picture. She's back there. She's about a college student, black woman who is sitting there, kind of like, all right, I need like two more of this. She's calling out some orders. She is the one they're going after.
Cool. Well, my first thing would be to run up and make sure that be like, okay, are you okay? Do you have any idea what's going on right now?
What are you talking about?
That's probably for the best. Let's get you out of here.
Wait, what's going on?
Somebody wants to hurt you, and I don't know much more than that right now.
And the moment you say it, she grabs your arm and she starts to like run towards the back, and she's just like, and she's almost leading, and she goes, "Who is it? What's happening? Is it a sleeper?
Look,
oh fuck! Is it the sleepers?"
Can I make a witch
Sleepers.
roll to see if I know anything about sleepers?
That witch is not going to help you with sleep.
Oh, okay. City intern.
Mel
caller
would
sleep-
know what the sleepers are.
Does she hear this at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm
look,
currently like, no,
All right,
don't shoot my
all
friend.
right. Listen, I'm an intern. Okay, I don't know much about anything. All
Trust
I
me,
know
I'm an
is that I'm
intern.
right here because I exist in this continuum for your benefit. And so what I'm trying to do is make sure that you don't get hurt.
She stops. Who? She stops. She goes, who is after me? Are-
Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is that I was told by the universe to protect you.
By the
I know that sounds weird.
No, it
But-
doesn't sound. It doesn't sound weird. I want more specifics because it may help figure out. Because I don't have a car. I take a bus.
We've got a car. We can get you out of here. I just need you to come with us.
All right, she's totally ready to go. Inside, you got this sort of stare down, and he's got his in there, and he's just kind of staring at you, and he goes, "Who are you with?"
You know who I'm with. And then blue light.
He goes, "Lex Echo, you." Lex Echo are one of two groups that essentially goes around often assassinating. Lex Echo is also associated with the NSA.
Is this cook the same cook that I saw in the picture?
Yes. Yeah, because like yes. Sean saw the picture from doing the ritual. You saw the picture from catching the background of her, of Celia. Yeah, like as you saw them kind of go back, that is exactly who they have been sent after.
I think that if you're coming to what I assume the way that you're describing your actions, straight up murder somebody in someone's town, I might have a problem with that.
I don't murder anybody. I'm the government.
You remind me the reason why I left.
And you kind of catch that moment where it looks like he's going to try something. What do you want to do?
She will flick her eyes over to Thea, trying to communicate to Thea, run. And then she will attempt to kind of like, as they're holding the gun together, judo hold, and if she can, throw him over the counter to give them enough space to get the hell out of there.
I like it.
So I'm taking off.
You said you're gonna throw him over the counter. You said.
Yeah.
All right. That's probably PI is my guess.
I am like, I'm so terrified. The dice are just gonna screw me over it. Oh, thank God.
Would you roll? Yeah.
39.
He goes. Are you trying to hurt him a little bit?
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to stun him
Okay.
to give us
So,
time because I'm
essentially-
not dumb enough to actually hurt a Flex Echo guy
Mhm.
because I know that that would be a death sentence, but I need to get my people out of there.
Yeah. So essentially, as you're basically kind of doing some damage, what happens is like you basically add up the dice for damage. You'd have done 12 points as you just like throw him over that side, but he hits kind of hard. About the same time, and Cass, you kind of there's just a moment where you can kind of feel Celia coming out of the bathroom.
Huh?
I said, Sarah, I think you were already running, or were you getting
Yeah.
ready to?
I don't know if I'm running toward the car or just running. And like once I'm on pavement, then I think I'm okay.
Okay. Paul asks, Cass, what do you do?
I'm gonna try and head off. I'm gonna see that like the other people have kind of calmed down and you're either stunned and shock or are getting the hell out of there based on everything going on. So I'm gonna go and try and head her off at the pass and distract her.
Okay. Yeah, as she sort of connects, hears a. There's this moment where she just sort of looks. She can't see what's happening yet. What do you do? She goes. You see her hand doesn't go in for the gun, but it goes towards the side where her gun would be.
I'm gonna put my hand out just to kind of grab her and pull her in and be like, "Hey, let's go chat. Tell me about your memories that you've had, growing up watching me play."
And she sort of looks at you quickly. Make a demagogue roll. Does one of your identities, or one of your passions, go along with this? You could either flip it or re-roll.
Being in charge?
Yeah. So yeah, do you want to use that to flip or to re-roll?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
flip.
flip is once per session, but that's for each passion. Re-roll can be any time. She just kind of looks and just goes, "Watching you play. What are you?"
Well, you mentioned that you grew up.
Oh, wait, what's going on? And she's, yeah, my dad used to take us to your concerts, and he starts talking about the concerts. Yeah, basically part of your ability is to be able to like push her a little bit that way. Yeah, it's like she ignores what's happened, the crash she heard over there.
And I'll
Sarah, you were out.
steer her
you were out the front?
outside.
What?
Yeah.
Cass, what'd you say?
I'm trying to steer her as we talk outside towards the
Okay.
back of the parking lot.
Yeah, just out towards the side. So fortunately, the back parking lot, or like towards the parking lot. John, are you running towards your car with her?
Yeah, I'm pulling her by the hand and getting her out to the car.
All right. So as the two of you are running, you kind of notice here comes Cass and one of the agents, or here comes Taylor rather, and one of the agents. Are you gonna try to? What are you gonna try to do to make sure they don't see, or the two of you can do something with that?
Oh,
Because basically
okay.
you have to come back around the front to get to the car you have.
Oh, so I guess if I see the agent quick enough, I'm just gonna kind of like motion to her to like duck behind the counter.
Yep. And she just. This is out. You're back behind it. Like you're
Okay.
back outside of the store this time. It's just you're in the back part of the store. You've got like that gate, or the fence that opens up that you can then run out that way. But you got to get to the front where your car is.
Okay, but I see them coming around the outside of the building.
Well, they start to come outside from the side door. That's
Okay.
which is basically the side door is not where the front entrance is. So that's not where Mel just threw the other agent over the thing. So yeah, you said you ever like stop behind the instead of the counter? Do you ever stop behind the
Like
what
a
the fuck?
bush or like
the
corner of the wall?
garbage
Oh yeah. Okay. The dumpster.
dumpster? Jesus, why'd that word go out of my head? The dumpster.
It happens. Yeah, I could just like basically just get behind the dumpster.
Yep.
And then just would the agent see me at this point?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
I'll say Mel, you see this as well, or sorry, Cass rather, you see this as well.
And so and this is the agent that Taylor is talking to, right? Is it Taylor? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they're like making nice, I'm gonna try and like get out of the way and like hide as well, and like wait for them to pass if I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will try and steer her towards her car and try and push her to maybe go someplace else. And
Okay. You kind of got her underneath a little bit, like as you're sitting there talking to her. You basically get her like at least turned around. Like she's not going to leave right now because she has to stay here because they have a mission.
right.
However, you know that she does want to talk about your band a little bit because they don't see a threat. And to be honest, one of them is going to be enough to use this. So like she's talking to you. She's not too worried unless she hears something
Right.
from the other guy. Yeah, it's just, do you just kind of turn her so that she's not looking?
Yeah.
All right. Sarah, you're out front.
I am. Do I see Joey and what's her name? Camille?
No,
Clarice?
Joey and Adeline.
Adeline. Do I see them?
Not as of yet.
Not as of yet. They're not outside yet?
No, they're not outside. They're still on the side. You just come out the front.
All right.
The car is there. Granted, you can't see parts of the inside of the car.
I can't drive it then.
We don't have the keys.
Okay.
Yeah, Mel, what are you doing?
I am run walking. That like quick, out we go, and I might actually come up behind Thea and like put my like that movement that you do when you come up next to someone and you kind of just like put your hand underneath their arm and like walk them really quickly to the car, and then
What the hell is going on?
Someone is trying to just outright murder someone. Look, I know that I'm like protection against supernatural threats, but I'm just not down for just killing somebody. Yeah, those FBI agents are really big, serious people. We need to find Joey now because I don't like the kid's gonna get himself killed if we don't find him. And then she'll jump in the car and kind of try and do that like brain calculation of like it opens the door for Thea so she can get in.
Well, you know where the door handle because enough of it's metal.
Can I feel the plastic? Can I feel the plastic?
You feel the plastic.
Okay.
It's basically just like there's just an indent where the thing should be, but when you put your finger in it, it's right there.
Okay. Well, that helps. That's a good thing to know. Okay.
Did you see where Joey went?
No.
At this point, I'm sorry, Joey, are you two running around the thing?
As soon as we're out of the line of vision of the agent, we're gonna book it to the car.
Okay. You haul ass towards the car, and then Cass, you still got the agent kind of enthralled.
Do I see them running?
Oh yeah, you are in a position to see them very clearly haul ass while the agent's looking this way. So you're just like,
And like,
all right, and once they're in
amazing.
the car, I'm just gonna kind of be like, "Do you want me to sign something for you? I can sign something for you." And then,
I probably got something. And she opens up the car and she starts opens up and she literally pulls out. It is 2021, but she's got like one of those like CD booklets.
I still got one of those. Don't shame me.
It's 2021, Sean. Use Bluetooth in your phone. She starts like flipping through that book. What do you do while she's flipping?
I'll try and like wave to the car, like, "Hey, hold on, I'm gonna get there."
Mel is literally giving you the
literally. As that happened, hold on. You see the other agent pop back up from the thing, and he looks pissed, and he like leaps over the counter, and you see like gun coming to hand.
Okay. If Cass doesn't move, she is. Sorry, Mel. She's like Mel is so ready, like to like drop the clutch.
Joey is like slowly like raising his taser. Like, I'll do that. I'll do it if I have to.
Get down, boy. Get
If I
down.
have to.
Did she pull out her CD for me to sign?
Well, she's still looking through the CDs.
Okay.
Like she's been over the thing, kind of going through.
Don't you have some like 4x6s that you've already
she's
got
like-
signed? Like,
I'll grab like a card from my purse, sign it real quick, and go, "Okay, I actually have to go. Something just came up. It was really great talking to you. I think something's going on in the restaurant. If you want to go take a peek at that, I don't know."
Yeah, Mel, you're at the point you need to not be right in front of the thing anymore as he's rushing out, and Taylor's still talking to the other agent. What do you do?
I would like to try and do some really like cool ass reverse slide moments.
Oh yeah.
Cinematic.
Send it.
Just send it to
Send
try
it.
and like give Cass a one-shot chance of like getting
Getting
in the car.
Make you roll.
And then just be like, Duke's a roll moment and just
Make your PI roll as you just.
trench coat flying in the wind. No.
Now, if this goes along with one of your passions, you can actually re-roll.
It wouldn't make a difference. Oh, no, it was just swapping the numbers.
You can re-roll if it's.
Ah.
You can flip it once per session.
Mel kind of gets. She's actually really angry.
Mhm.
She's feeling rage right now because she feels like these guys are abusing their power, in just like
killing, like attempting to take this girl out without actually giving her any kind of like proper opportunity to discover who she is or whatever. So I would like to use my rage ability to try and re-roll that.
Yep.
Yes. Blood
Rage.
God.
Yes.
Okay, 66.
And it's a 66.
Since it is a double, that means basically extra special stuff happens. As you slam back, you actually slam into their car, crumpling it enough that basically it's not going to be drivable.
That's because I've got an American muscle car and they have a government issued newer plastic car.
Taylor, do you leap into as the door opens up? I'm assuming. You leap in.
Yeah, I book it in.
You leap in, and I'm assuming you just haul ass out of there.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Give me literally like 2-3 seconds to pee. You can talk as you guys start to peel out and go down the street. I
Mel,
cannot follow you.
Mel, as clearly as possible, what the fuck is going on?
I have an answer. I know something for once.
Please.
Joey,
Okay, so-
explain while I drive.
Okay, so basically here's what happened. So I got this feeling like, hey, all these things are happening, right? So they must be connected. So I was like, let me do a ritual and see if I can connect those things. And I went inside. I was like, I'm going to order a sprite because the sprite's really where everything started going wrong. So I was going to use the sprite as my way to connect to the universe. But then I got this note from this guy, and this guy was like, oh, you should go save the cook. And I was like, that's even better. And so I used that for the ritual to like connect myself to the guy who was doing it. And then No Scrubs by TLC came on. I knew No Scrubs by TLC was going to come on. And so I used that as part of the ritual. And I was able to find a way to tie myself to the guy who I don't know who he is right now, but I do know that he's at this university because all this code and like matrix shit started happening. And I was like, okay, we got to go save the cook because she's got some kind of connection to this university. And there's a person who knows what's going on there. So that's where we should go next. Also, everybody, this is Adelaide.
Adeline.
Adeline. I knew that.
Also, there was a government issued hit squad out to kill this young lady.
That's part of it. That's part of the whole thing.
Why?
That's the next part we got to figure out. So, yeah, we're gonna go
I think
there.
only Adeline can answer that question.
Yeah,
Well, to be honest, you're actually probably going to have a pretty good idea at this point. This is something that. Do me a favor. Go ahead and make your PI on the blue line. I'm going to pop something in our Discord real quick. There is a very good chance that she is a part of something called Mac Attacks or Max Attack. And I put the cover to the second edition source book in there. What Max Attack does is you've heard rumors of them. A small and scattered group of in the supernatural community, what they do is they essentially drop magic. Well, the thing is, they used to drop magic into Happy Meal. And their whole thing was they wanted enough magic to be put in the world that the next time the invisible clergy ascends, that there's enough good magic going on that basically things go better. So their whole thing was, if we put a little more magic, there'll be more wonder the next time the world is rewritten. Because when the invisible clergy ascends, the world gets rewritten completely. And you don't know how many times that's happened in your lifetime, or if it's happened at all in your lifetime.
So
But the thing is, they work at McDonald's. Why they're called Mac Attack.
the other thing.
The cheese
I
at
feel-
Burger King.
Yes.
The other thing I feel like we should talk about is Adeline mentioned who was it? She mentioned
Sleepers?
are you with yes, the sleepers.
Yeah, she goes,
does
it was-
does sleepers mean anything to anybody here?
Mel again on the blue line. Sleepers are a incredible. They don't necessarily always assassinate people, but they are, when magic and such gets too much out of hand, they show up, and the sleeper. They are funded by a billionaire whose basic thing is protect people from magic. Now, Flex Echo, who the one guy told you, their thing is to destroy people who use magic. So who showed up was not the sleepers, which is probably for the best in some respects. But Flex Echo is also associated with the NSA. Yeah, and at one point she's just like, "This wasn't the sleepers. I'm part of Mac Attacks." Wait, you said the sprite. You had one of our special orders.
I didn't. Some guy we work with did, and then shortly after, we got called to somebody else's house, and they started melting shit.
Wait,
Also,
Rusting shit.
rusting shit, right? And also, there was a horse's head. You know anything about that?
wait.
You're talking about
In how much time?
Lot
This
of
Last
hours.
night.
There is at most one special order sent in a box of frozen patties. Not this much. Like this much happening this quickly is. I mean, occasionally. But you said you're what 3 or 4 things. The special orders, magic. People eat the meal. Magic happens, and it affects their lives. It does just a ton of different things. We never know what it's going to be.
it,
But like,
it's not
there's
just
maybe
three,
maybe
it's
one
not just
per
3 or
box.
4. It's not just 3 or 4. It's affecting me. It's affecting Joey over here.
No, I'm just always like this.
The music, dumbass.
Okay.
She goes, that. No, the people we've got, the factories only put in, and we'll occasionally put one in here and there, but
So far, we have 5 people, including myself and this dumbass over here, affected by this. We're already magic users. All right. And I can't see anything plastic now. And that's really weird.
so 2 of you have you eaten from us recently?
Yes. Yes,
So
this
2
morning.
of you 2 of you have been infected.
5. 5 at least.
But really,
5.
that's not possible. There's only, like I said, I haven't put any in today.
Well,
I've not done the ritual.
Are we really arguing what is and isn't possible when we're talking about magic?
But it's because we're the ones who do it. Like our people back there put 1 at most, 1 per box. They can't get to literally every box. How do we get 5 or 6 happening this quickly?
How are
in
you
one
working at
place.
Burger King?
This is what we do. We are
but
we
you
are
work at
changing the world.
Aren't you supposed to work at McDonald's? Like, isn't that what it's supposed to be?
We were there before the last time the Invisible Clergy. And in 2003, all that changed, and we've been here, but there were wars. There was all the different, pretty much all the organizations got just shot to shit, and we got attacked, and our original home was destroyed. I mean, I came on after all that happened. I'm a later come, but we heard about what happened. So we had to move because they knew where to look for it.
Are you the only one of you that works at that location?
Because if there isn't, their life is in danger.
Yeah.
Well,
And I feel like they're going to be a little bit more aggressive after I punched one of them and threw him over a counter and made sure that he didn't get his quarry.
And she
That
pulls
was
her
real
phone
badass,
out. She's
by
like,
the way.
"There's,"
Good job.
she goes, "There's 4 of us in town. I'm the only one that can actually drop the ritual into the meal.
okay.
I haven't done any today."
To the
Do I
point
know of a safe house?
Yeah. Yes.
I'll start driving in that general direction.
Since I saw that when I was shaking the gal's hand,
Mhm.
the only picture I saw was of her. So we know so far that they're only after her.
That little glimpse of memory you got was just that. Like it was a thick file. You don't know what else was in it, but she was the one up top.
Okay.
Hey, Adeline, question for you. Your manager, is he
He's a dick.
he seemed off,
No, he's
to be
just a dick.
perfectly honest. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to
Be
know.
like that sometimes.
Actually, I'll be honest. Have you seen Falling Down?
No.
Oh my God, you got to see Falling Down. I just realized I did not put the Oops.
Mm.
I did not put the thing in the right Discord. Falling down is Michael Douglas essentially snapping, and like on all these little things, he goes into a. It's not a McDonald's, but it's kind of like one. At one point, he's just like, "I would like to have breakfast." I'm sorry, breakfast closed at 10:30. It's like
Oh, I
10:33.
remember this.
Yeah, and so at one point he's like, he pulls out a gun. He's like, "You heard the customer's always right." He's like, "That's not our." And so he pulls out the gun and does this whole thing. It's. I cannot recommend Falling Down high enough. It is really, really good. I also now just put that in our Discord. I had put it in the Beggars Discord on accident. Yeah, that is what the second source book thing looks like.
Okay.
But yes, yeah, he was just a dick. One of those like,
All right.
"Hi, that's
Well,
great."
it's clear that someone is messing with your system. All right. Someone's putting in more than they need to, and it's affecting a mass of people. Like, we found 5 so far. I guarantee there's more.
Basically, your cover's been blown, and there's way too much attention on you guys right now.
Also,
Because instead of one thing happening every now and then, it's all at once.
Like, we don't attract the sleepers. We don't attack Flex Echo because it's usually it only happens once in a great while, and a lot of them people don't even notice necessarily.
Just
They don't
because you're
last
not
very
They're
long.
attacking
noticing
them-
today.
And just because you're not attacking them doesn't mean they don't want to attack you.
Is
A
it
college
possible
student
that
found
your
a
powers
horse
can
head in
be?
her bed. Ugh.
Is there a possibility that someone may be sabotaging you guys by amping up the powers? Because it appears you say a little bit of magic here and there, but we've got people who can turn metal and make it rust
Yeah, that.
in a very obvious way, not little tiny little things, but
Oh no, the stuff that
life-changing
happens.
magic.
I mean, the magic lasts like a day or two, and I mean, yeah, things like that happen. But we're making people more aware of the supernatural, of what happens. They're opening themselves up to the world as it really is, instead of the world as they're trying to pretend it is.
They're not. We're on your side as far as magic is concerned, but we're just trying to find out what is going on, because someone has it out for you, and they've made you guys a mark.
Someone would have to know our rituals.
Okay.
I mean, they would have to know the ritual to drop in a special order. That's the only way to do it.
So any recent people who are unhappy or
Unhappy to go to Flex Echo? That's how you get yourself killed.
okay, let's narrow it down a bit. Do you know anybody at what was the university?
U of I? University of Illinois.
Right. Do you know anyone at the University of Illinois?
I mean, I'm a student. I know lots of people. But the thing is, Mac Attacks is... We know our cell. We know the people in our cell. And we are connected by the internet to other cells. We don't know where people are. No one tells each other where they're at.
you're connected
There's-
by the internet?
Yeah, but we don't put the rituals are taught different ways. There's our leader of
The
our cell.
NSA. God.
And these people are the NSA of the supernatural world. And our little Joey you did a good job today, Joey.
Yeah.
Joey, you said
Well done.
something about computer code, and
Yeah, I started seeing him
in that ramble that I tried to pick up, someone noticed you enough to have Flex Echo on your ass. But at the same time, someone sent Joey here a package at exactly the right moment, at the right time, to know that you were in danger, who communicates using binary code.
Technomancers.
Some-
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
I have no idea.
Exactly.
Who
That
that
was
is.
also an in-character thing to say.
Joey, was there anything else in that box, like a note or a name or a...
There was this really cool taser.
This, I just put it back into the chat. This was what the thing said. I really thought you'd use the taser.
I was trying, but nobody got in my way.
Yep. The taser, cool. Magic!
No.
Oh, it'll come into play. Don't worry. I've still got it. I'm going to use it on somebody.
Gnomon.
Does anyone know what that is? Do you know
Well-
what that is, Adeline?
Because she kind of shrugs. Oh, by the way, internet does exist in this world, so check.
I'm driving, but if anyone wants to
Is there
see if
something I
that
roll
exists,
for Google?
No, literally, if you want to check your Google,
I think that I will.
I'm driving. I can't.
Damn it! It keeps for some reason.
Unlike the majority of my fellow Twitch users, TikTok users, who need to get off their phones while they're driving.
God, I went
See-
to a concert with a friend, and he kept like trying to text while we're driving. While he texted, the car would be like, "I'm like, stop! You're not allowed to do that."
Oh,
My
it's
partner does that, and I'm
it's the
I'm
school.
gonna drive then if you're gonna do that.
Oh, okay. So it's a school of visual effects, games, and animation. And I was seeing stuff at some kind of. Is this the same university I was seeing in my vision, or is this
Nope.
different?
Well, I would say I don't know where that is. I'm saying you at least get some information. Like you're not necessarily going to know what Gnomon is in Unknown Armies, but the thing is, does take place in the real world. That is not it's not a word made up for the game.
Oh, is it the
Where's it?
sundial thing?
Where is the 323 area code? No, this is not in Illinois.
It's in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so it is way the hell away. What you saw was in the basement of the Beckman Institute. And the Beckman Institute is one of Illinois. It's basically, it is one of the reasons we had a nuclear missile aimed at us by the Russians, because that was the first supercomputer lab in America.
Is
this
this
real
the
life?
watch people?
Hmm?
Because that guy had a watch and looked at his watch. Not that I know that crap.
Is this have to do with ADM and all the corn manufacturers in Central Illinois?
You don't know. I would say the Beckman Institute is not. The Beckman Institute is essentially U of I's Institute for Computer Science.
How do you spell Beckman Institute?
Beckman. I put it on that map. Yeah, Beckman. Like, but
Institute.
U of I is considered one of the top engineering campuses in the world, and it used to have the world's
Oh,
best supercomputer. HAL from 2001 actually came online in Jam Band. If you go
there's
back,
there's a sculpture at University of Illinois, right?
oh, is there?
That's right. When I googled it, that came up.
I want to see that now.
Upwells, Urbana, Illinois.
Is it in?
There's the Gnomon timekeeping device and maths.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you want to throw that in the chat? Because I want to take a look at it. It might be in Statue Park. Statue Park is Meadowbrook Park is what it's called, but
1 second.
you just call it
I'm gonna-
Statue Park.
I gotta open Discord up again because I didn't want everything going flippy when I was.
This
doing
is reminding me of
you can put it in the chat here.
ARGVs and going down internet rabbit holes.
I'm
What?
on
based
two
off
different
one clue.
systems.
Have you ever heard of Damanhur? The Temple of Damanhur in Italy? In my Unknown Armies game, one of the cool things is stuff would just literally appear online. Like we would find stuff. Damanhur is a temple in Italy that literally in like the 60s, a bunch of people just started building a temple on the side of a mountain. And it wasn't until like 20 or 30 years later the cops found out. We're going to blow it up, but basically the whole community said, this is too beautiful, you have to keep it. And there's this temple made by amateurs, like underground, that is gorgeous, that we ended up making a big part of it. But the cool thing about Unknown Armies is anytime I went online to find something, it literally would just appear online. Anything I needed to, like, we did a thing in Texas, and I would literally bring up America. I would do this to my screen, point, open my eyes, and then zoom in on Google Earth. And I found a place with a cult that we used.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Like to a degree, like Unknown Armies, I think is kind of like that. I know this.
That-
I didn't know
does
that's
that
what it's
work?
called. Yeah, that big spire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I did not know that's what it was.
But that's
That
what
is
we're talking about, right?
that is completely accidental.
Oh.
Gnomon is a thing in Unknown Armies. Beckman Institute was a good place to like have it come through. I was unaware. This is why it is a little bit like an ARG. I had no idea there was a Gnomon statue. in Champaign-Urbana. Like I said, shit just occurs in Unknown Armies. It's beautiful.
All right.
Internet
so
magic.
You said
Yeah,
we're,
like,
you-
it
we're
feels
headed
that
to
way.
s- You said we're
Internet
headed to
magic.
the safe house, and we're probably going to want to keep Adeline there while the heat cools down. After that, do we want to go check out the school and see if we can sniff around there and find anything, or does anybody have any other ideas?
How do you get in contact with internet magic users?
Would assume
Oh, she
the
goes-
internet.
Go on the internet and just send something
I have
out there?
ways. I
Yeah,
have ways.
she just goes, we've got a message board that's on the dark web. If you're looking,
But has
you're
that been compromised?
it was in the
Probably.
past. We created some new stuff and we talk in code. I mean, finding people in this area was not easy. We have a cell here, but we don't know much about the other cells. Like our strength
Okay,
is,
you can
it's hard
give-
to find us.
I have an
Alright,
idea.
what I'm going to do, I'm going to take everyone to the safe house. Give Adeline the information for the safe house as well. But I'm going to drop everybody off and then go ditch my car somewhere completely off track.
I thought
Of
that was
that,
like,
and
like an
then-
American muscle car, and you wanted to like take care of that baby.
I do. I love her and I will come back for her
Okay.
later at
I thought you were
another
just, like,
time.
dropping her in a lake or something. I was like, no.
No, but somewhere completely
Like a garage. and
Random.
that's-
yeah. Like it's Gran Turismo San Andreas. I am going to like go find a garage of a contact that I know to dump my car
I
and
have-
find a nondescript replacement.
Nice thing is, I have placed where your contact is. There is actually a small junkyard, an automotive recycling, just down the street from where I put your safe house.
Fantastic. I will dump the car, get it covered and hidden.
And your safe house
Cover
may or
up
may not
tracks a
be
bit.
exactly where I live. In this group
Yeah.
of apartment complexes, there's an auto recycling just down the road.
Cool. I will meet my contact there. He's got family. He's a big, large man with a shaved head who wears a lot of like wife beaters. And pay him some cash to keep quiet as per usual. I have done some favors probably for his family in past times to keep everything copacetic and borrow a workable junker that's subtle and
Mhm.
nondescript.
Beater with a heater.
Yeah, and cry as I leave my car as my aesthetic points drop.
The car is being held. Though you're borrowing another car for a bit. Yeah, it's again just down the street. So since they weren't able to follow you, you are in a safe house in a small apartment in the middle of a big apartment complex.
When I return, I just check in on Thea and see how she's coping. If it's passed since the Adeline said it didn't last forever. See if
Would it have come back yet?
Still there.
cool. It's gonna pass.
What are y'all
Oh.
doing?
She says it's temporary.
Do we want to put out a message to the other members of her group?
So she's already sent some stuff for them to kind of go to. ground.
Okay. All right. I think we have to go to the school.
Possibly. I'm curious to think about where the supply of food has come in as well. Like, I don't really obviously want to go anywhere near the Burger King right now. That's a bit of a hot situation, though.
Well, we could just ask her who the food supplier is.
Oh, so basically, I mean, it's Burger King's food supplier. They have people that work at the distribution centers that send out all the stuff, and they're. She's like, she tells you like they drop special orders. At most, one per box is the usual. If a whole bunch got into a couple boxes, that's fucking weird. Like usually they kind of do it as it's being packaged, and you like maybe 200 patties go into a box. I used to work at a fast food place, but it's been a very long time. It's been like a lifetime ago. There were a whole shit ton of burgers. Maybe one per would show up, but not even that much.
My passion is keeping things calm. So maybe send a message to your powers that be contact that there may be some issues within the distribution chain. I would hate for this situation to expand in other places.
She goes, yeah, I have some. When she's on her phone, she's like, I've got ways of sending some information, but whatever's happening is we keep a low profile. That's how Mac Attack stays safe.
And she goes back to Joey and she's like, "You did good, bub.
I did my best.
Just be careful with that taser, okay? Just
I mean,
maybe I have this theory that you shouldn't be allowed to use a taser until you've felt like how one feels.
I mean that's fair. Do you want to tase me real quick?
I think it's super important.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
No.
she's got the tip.
No, hold on.
Please,
This-
I'm not the intern.
It is, by the way, not one of those shootout tasers. It's one of those. It's one of those little electric.
Up and
arc
personal.
tasers.
Oh, the stun guns, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Fine.
he falls over. He's like, "That's not the worst thing I felt this week."
I'm gonna make another video on it, but I want to show you. This is what we.
I just need him to understand the consequences of him having it, and then I just like lay the taser on his chest for where he's on the ground,
Oh
and then
my
like
God.
slap him in the face because he's a good boy.
I will move forward a wiser man.
Joey, I've decided I'm going to now use your name. I'm not just going to call you the intern anymore. I'm going to call you Joey.
This
Good
is
job.
a great honor on the day of my daughter's wedding. Because remember with the
first
horse
child
said,
is a masculine child.
I thought we were doing a yeah.
Fun fact: do you know why you saw him practicing that in the film?
I don't.
Marlon Brando wouldn't stop fucking with him. When you actually see him, because Marlon Brando would make faces, and he's this like incredibly famous actor, and that dude was a football player, and so he's just like he kept freezing because Marlon was making faces at him. So that's why they went ahead and caught him like practicing it. Like, oh, we'll pretend he's nervous because Marlon's being a dick.
That's amazing.
Like as a director, I would be furious. As a fan of
Yeah.
that movie, that's hilarious.
It's just,
Okay. Should we go to the university, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
This seems like probably a good place to call it for tonight. Does that sound good?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, how many of y'all have things that were that you failed, like roles that you failed?
A lot.
I think I
Let me go
did.
back and count.
I think I failed one of my PI roles. I was pretty lucky. I did a lot of. I had everything kind of fell under my obsession, so I got to flip a
One.
flop a lot.
Yeah, 'cause the biggest thing is
Two.
if you have one that failed, if you
Failed
roll,
two.
if you want to slice, if you want to type in, I'm gonna type in here. Take away. Oh, how do I put this?
5 things fail.
If you would slash roll 1d5, take away that space between the slash and the roll. You do that for each of them, and then go ahead and add that to your identity.
So for every fail we had.
Yep. For not for every identity you have, because you only raise an identity once. Or it should just be 1d5 or.
Oh, because I had 5 failures.
Oh yeah, then no. Well, you had 5 failures, but you've only got like what 3 identities. Each of those can only go up once.
Okay. So I'll just take 3. So like it just kind of maxes out at 3.
Yeah, 3, 4, and 2. Just take those first 3, like the 3, 4, and 2.
Okay. Cool.
So the percentage goes up by 2, is that right?
Yep. For each identity that failed, you can go ahead and raise that up by D5.
Oh, and I had one I did have one as a deacon fail as well.
1, 4, and 1. So what do I do with that?
Just go ahead and add those percentages to the ones that failed.
Ooh.
And at
Church deacon.
most, each one can go up once per session.
Well, I only
Cool.
rolled one. I didn't get to roll the other 2.
Okay.
So,
I fail as a city intern.
but I failed
I
twice
don't
on
know if
that
I
one.
rolled as a
So.
city intern. Yeah.
But if that
got
boosts
So-
it, that's
Yeah.
something.
so-
If you roll decently on the 1d5, it actually, you find your stuff going up kind of quickly sometimes and a little bit slow, and then it goes faster, and suddenly you're succeeding a lot.
We put 1% for each fail.
Whatever you rolled. So you have 1% on the other one and then 4% on the other one, the second one.
Let's see, I
So
think I
for
just
each
rolled
D-
notices.
Yeah, each D5, well, no, not notice, this is just your identities.
Oh.
Because like you actually can't change, the only way to change like those specific skills is by having more or less hardened notches in a in one of those.
Oh, I didn't use any of my stuff then. I
Oh, you
just
didn't use-
used the skills, the helpless, the knowledge,
Okay.
connect, notice. So I didn't use anything.
I would say next time a little bit, check to see if there's places where you can roll your like clubber or minor city official or your urbanomancer. And also remember
Gotcha.
your urbanomancer powers. If you look over those make you kind of a master of the city. Like for example, if they hadn't have had their car smashed, you actually have an ability that can make someone always, no matter how they drive, they will end up at a certain place.
I was planning on like, had they started following us, I was gonna like break your mother's back, like create a diversion type thing. I was planning on that, and I never got the opportunity.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I was like really reading the book. I'm like, I need to find somebody
Next
to do something.
Yeah, I would look through those because like there are some super cool abilities.
I
They're
really
not
want
like
to do
most
a
games.
whammy on somebody. I really want to do it so bad.
All
So
right,
I have a
we-
question too.
Yep.
On my thing, you said I start with 8 minor and 1 significant. I have no significant on my thing.
Oh, you should have at the bottom. Is there? Oh no, you know what?
There's-
That might be because I didn't put it on yours. I put it on the other one that didn't work for you.
Ah.
Yeah, go ahead and just add 1 significant and then the 8 minor.
Gotcha. All right.
All right, and then for cast,
Fun. I like this
your
system.
demagogue stuff just works whenever you want to use it.
Cool.
As long as you never admit you're wrong. That's when stuff starts to go down. All right, do we want to go ahead and give our information, like who we are, where to find us, and then we can close out for
Sounds good.
go cast Sarah, Sean, Dell, and then I'll close us out.
I'm Cass. I'm on TikTok as Abstract Halo, and I'm on Twitch as Abstract Halo 13. And you can find me streaming. My content on both is mostly crochet, but I am going to be running a VTM campaign end
Amazing.
of September, October.
I'm Sarah. I'm Powerful Week 1 on TikTok and Powerful Week almost everywhere else.
Is that me next?
Yep, Sean, and
Or is
then
it-
Lee.
Okay. Sean, High Gain Sad on all socials. Catch me doing D&D and other stuff on TikTok.
Hey guys, I am Mootley, aka the gay aunt of TikTok. I am on TikTok doing dumb stuff and talking about mechanics and ethics and all sorts of fun stuff on D&D TikTok, and maybe doing some rants every now and then.
Every now and then. All right, I'm Michael Matthews. I could not take a title of D&D TikTok because I am